Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Connor Rose, and this is the Nerdic Gods Podcast, episode. Shit. All right, hang on. Last week was 230 something. This week is also 230 something because we're not in the 240s yet. 233?
Mm-hmm. You got it right.
We're there? We're there? 233. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Let's go. I'm Connor Rose. I already said that. This is Daniel Navaroli.
What's up?
Daniel, how you doing?
What's up, gamers?
What's up, man? How you doing?
All right.
I feel like we missed the ball with potential franchise with Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like we could be 10 movies deep into the Snakes on a Plane franchise by now.
I think the problem with Snakes in the Plane.
Like, why did Fast and Furious take over, but not Snakes on a Plane?
Okay, well, here I'm gonna break it down for you.
There's so many options too after that, you know.
Yeah, of
Snakes on
course.
a Train.
Because the two main characters live, right?
Right.
Um, I think the problem with Snakes in a Plane is it was too early. Weirdly, it was too early for the love for B movies.
Mm,
You know what I mean? I think if it releases like now or like even, in the last like maybe 8 years,
sure.
it could have hit this more cult status, even though it already kind of is a cult movie. I feel like it
Mm,
could have hit that B movie cult status now.
mm.
And then it could have kind of like a Sharknado, right? Like that has like 5 or 6 movies in that franchise. It's awesome.
Mm.
It's like because they hit the wave at the right time. Um, yeah, I
I'm
think that it
thinking
was
bigger
just a
than
little
that,
too
though,
early.
you know. Not that
Bigger
those
than
movies aren't
Sharknado.
big, but like I'm thinking like Final or not Final Fantasy, Fast and Furious big. You know, like I'm going that big.
You want to give it that much budget?
Yeah, yeah. Give
Yeah,
that much budget, that much spin-offs, that many movies, that big of
yeah,
stars in the movies. You know, there was a lot of potential there. You know, snakes are fun,
yeah. You needed to.
underutilized, honestly.
Yeah, you could have did a lot. You could have like snakes on a plane, snakes on a train,
Right.
snakes on a ship, snakes
Hell yeah.
in space in a spaceship.
Snakes in
Like
space, dude.
snakes in space, dude. Like I can come up with ideas for days.
Oh man, that would have been great. That would have been great.
Yeah,
We could already be in the space part of the franchise, you know.
yeah, like
It kinda,
Jason X,
yeah, yeah,
like the
yeah.
funnest
Like
movie.
we're
It's
doing a
one of the bad ones, but
snakes on a spaceship trilogy here, you know.
yeah.
And now you're stuck in space with snakes. How fucking terrifying is that, you know?
Where are you gonna go? You can't go anywhere.
You
You're in
can't go
space.
anywhere, you know. You think aliens are scary? No, try snakes.
Hmm.
You know,
They'll get in your
much more
suit.
scary. Much more scary. That's the funny part about me with aliens and shit, because it's always like, dude, there's a lot more terrifying shit just on Earth than a lot of these
You see what
aliens,
comes
you
out of the
know?
water?
Yeah,
Come on now.
there's more terrifying real shit out there.
Yeah.
than there are a lot of aliens, you know. I'm not worried about the aliens. Like, we need to worry about what's here first.
Oh yeah. I tell you this all the time. The water, the ocean needs to be boiled.
Oh,
Like
100%.
like
100%.
there we need to eliminate the things in the water. It's
Yeah. This whole
it's
global warming thing, good.
it's good. Yeah.
Good.
It
Like, we need
yeah,
it.
it
Need
needs
it.
to kill the things faster.
But
We
he's
need to
already
ramp
crying
up.
about polar bears. Like, polar bears are fucking vicious, all right? Like, we should
Oh,
probably be happy.
we could remove like polar bears
Humanity
and
has
like
figured out a way to kill polar bears from a safe distance. It's not that
yeah,
big a deal, you know?
yeah,
It sounds
true.
pretty fucking intelligent, if you ask
We're
me.
pretty powerful, aren't we?
Yeah, very, you know? But yeah, snakes on a plane. That's what I'm saying. And then we could have got into video games, of course.
Mm,
Snakes on a plane video game.
Bravo horror game.
Yeah, easy. You know, first person, hide behind the fucking plane seats and shit. You know,
Probably could have did like a snakes on the plane puzzle game.
100%, 100%. Do so much shit.
Yeah,
Play Sam Jackson. He loves video games.
yeah. And then there's that main character dude, the like typical white dude in the 2000s white dude.
I don't even remember that guy.
Exactly, he's the main character.
Remember when Keaton Thompson landed the plane
Oh my god, I
because he
forgot
played
that
the
he was
fucking
in
PSP game?
it. Yeah, I forgot that he was in that movie.
That's the
And there was like
best.
a love interest or something too. I
There
don't even
was,
remember who she
well, there was a
was.
snake and it bit that girl's titty.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was like the couple that went into the bathroom or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just such an excellent movie. It's just
Crazy.
awesome fucking song too that came out with that movie by Gym Class Heroes. Remember these guys?
I remember Gym Class Heroes. I don't remember the song.
Yeah, they made a song for Snakes on a Plane, and just used every word that rhymes with snakes and plane in that song.
That's Travie McCoy for you.
100%. Yeah, great music video there too. Just say it, it's just a lot of potential here for Snakes on a Plane. We need to bring it back. What is Sam
Man,
Jackson doing? You know,
that's a good question. What's the last thing have you even seen Sam Jackson in?
I mean, he's in so much, but
Other than like Nick Fury, what was like the last thing?
yeah, I guess he was in the Marvels, right? I didn't see the Marvels, but I
Well,
guess he
just
was in that.
besides
Yeah.
his MCU,
Besides
yeah,
MCU shit,
yeah. What was the last like
I'm
big? Was he
he's
in a big thing?
he's probably come out in three things this month. Honestly,
Really?
I don't, I feel like Sam Jackson's in so much. Let's look. Let's look.
Yeah, I can't picture him being it because like I feel like he hasn't really been in that much recently. Like
Yeah,
he
he's
was in
getting
he
older.
was in the Hateful Eight, but that was still years ago at this
He's
point.
Vic in the Garfield movie, which came out like a couple months ago.
Oh, okay, so
The
some voice
animated
acting.
one.
Yeah,
Of course, he was in What If.
yeah, but get rid of the MCU stuff.
Argyle.
Okay,
I don't know
that's the
what that
movie with
is.
Dua Lipa.
Oh,
Dua
okay.
Lipa,
Okay. He's
and
in there.
what's his name? Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill's in there. Okay.
Yeah, he's like the main character. I only know Dua
Um.
Lipa's in it, but
Yeah. Then before that, saw Nick Fury shit.
yeah. So
Man,
Hateful
he
Eight.
must be getting paid for that shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. So Hateful Eight was the last like other than Argyle.
He was in Spiral.
Oh, I forgot. That was after Hateful Eight, wasn't it? Yeah, he was in
Yeah.
Spiral.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Hateful Eight
he
was
had.
a while ago at this point.
That was what 2017.
Yeah. Must have been that long ago.
Oh
Incredibles
yeah.
2.
Oh,
Uh,
Incredibles 2 was like 2016, right?
2018.
2018.
Incredibles
Okay.
2, not that good compared
It's
to the first one.
yeah, well the first one's one of the best movies, Pixar movies, but
Did you
Incredibles
see
2 is a
Inside
great
Out
movie.
2
It's a great
just
movie.
made the most money out of any animated movie ever?
No.
Crazy.
I'm behind on my Pixar and
I did
Disney.
not know
I didn't
Inside
see the
Out
first one.
had the sauce like that, you know? No idea people cared about Inside Out like that. I
How
love the
come
first one. The
people like
first
the
one's
first one?
great. The first
Yeah.
one's great. Yeah, it's legitimately it's probably the last Pixar movie I remember like truly loving. I liked Soul actually
Coco?
quite a bit. Coco was good. Did that come out? I can't remember which one came
It was
out
like
first. Was that Coco?
2018.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
I don't know when
Well then yeah, Coco was good.
Inside Out. Or no, maybe Coco's 2016.
Coco was
Isn't
great.
that isn't that it?
Yeah, it was around. They were right around the same time, so I can never
I think
remember which one
so.
came out first. Pixar been Pixar's weird lately because it's a lot like a video game developer where they got an A team and a B team, and you can clearly tell when the B team
Um,
Pixar comes out. You know,
yeah. Yeah, they're doing what, Moana 2 coming up?
that's not Pixar, is it?
Oh, is that
I
just
think that's just
Disney
Disney. Yeah,
animation?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what else? Yeah, Soul is one they recently
Soul
did.
was like forever ago at this point. You
I'm
know,
behind on a few of
there
their
was
stuff.
so many in like the
It
COVID era,
yeah.
Pixar movies that like there's just so many fucking
The one with the
random
two
ones.
brothers I never watched.
Yeah, Luca or whatever, right?
No, Luca's a different one.
That's a different one. Okay,
Yeah.
see. There's like the red tail or some shit, you know, a little red
Yeah.
fox or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Never saw that one.
very behind on my Pixar, but
Me too.
they just shit out so much stuff these days. Can't keep up with it all.
That's just content in general. People need to stop making things.
It is too much. It is too much. I know. I was listening back to us, and me and you were both saying like, the video game dev times need to come down, which I do think they do. Right? You know, it's like the 5-year AAA development
Yeah.
cycle nowadays, right? But it's also at the same time like, could you imagine if games from like 2021 and 2022 were all getting sequels right now? Like,
Yeah.
it'd be too much, at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't just I would prefer there to be low dev times. I don't really think that has to do with the too much content problem, you know? I think that's two different issues.
Is it because?
Yeah.
But if the dev times went down, we'd be getting more content.
Yeah, but I think that like I don't know, I think maybe the counterbalance there would be like for a lack of a better way to put it, like the bad games would not even be talked about as much,
Mm,
right? Like
mm,
First Descendants won't be talked about as much. You know, things like that. Like people are going to be on to the next new game that is good, right? I just
sure.
think like the bad stuff will probably trickle through. You know,
Sure.
I
Alright.
want less dev times, and the indies will always be there. You know.
Yeah. All right, Danny. Well, it's been another busy week in the world of video games. Not
Yeah.
really. Summer, man. Summer
this is a busier week than it has been.
is summer been getting everyone. I'm listening to Sacred Symbols. They're struggling to find news. I don't know how kind of funny does it with the Daily Show. I'm like, dude, you
Well, because
guys
they pick one story and
fucking
blow it out.
fucking troopers, dude. Because it's just
Yeah.
like, man, you guys are sitting there talking, doing an hour podcast every day off nothing, fucking nothing. No one wants to listen to whatever the fuck you're talking about. It's just very uninteresting at the moment.
Yeah. No, yeah, they probably do like a lot of previews or like stuff
Yeah,
like that, you know.
yeah. A lot of like going over other people's previews and shit like that. Yeah, it's a lot. But I mean, we should start. Well, we got like another month before new releases start picking up.
Yeah.
Once we're in the fall, we get new releases left and right. Should be getting some more gaming news in August as well, right? With,
Gamescom.
Gamescom and whatnot. So pick up here in a minute. But for now, Daniel. First up then. Paramount has decided to cancel the Halo TV series after 2 seasons, but the producers of the show are hopeful another network will pick up the show for a 3rd season. Daniel, Halo, it's dead. Master Chief's done. It's gone forever.
Master Cheeks.
Master Cheeks,
Excuse you.
rest in
Excuse
peace. Rest in peace, Master Cheeks. It's gone. They've canceled the show after 2 seasons. It's just weird because Paramount Plus has like nothing anyway, so it's like you guys might as well just keep this going. So yeah, here we are. 2 seasons. It's done. They seem to be shopping it around to other networks. Don't know if anyone's gonna be interested. I guess we'll see. How you feeling about this?
Well, I never got a chance to watch it. You know, it's been a very polarizing show. Like some people like it. The reviews are like not bad, but they're not great. You know, it's kind of more of a middling show. I think it seemingly has some cool ideas, but again, I haven't really watched it. I'm not crazy about it. That's kind of why I haven't even tried to check it out, even though I'm a huge Halo guy. Um, yeah, I don't. I think we could all saw this coming, sadly. Uh, Even though we've gotten pretty good video game things, there it's just all not there yet. You know, like where it's just consistently like video game things are just always pretty good. Um,
It
I don't
never
know
will
who's.
be, right?
Yeah, probably not. It's
Like
too hard
it's there's
to
no
to
possible
translate
way.
that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just like I mean, if you guys are gonna pick shitty writers and shitty directors to make these things, then it's gonna be a shit product, you know. And that's
yeah,
always constantly gonna happen. I mean, look, it's the same thing with comic book movies, right? Not all
yeah,
comic book films are good, right? Not all comic book TV shows are good. It just depends who's working on it, what's the production company, who's the director, who's the writers, and that's just all what it leads into. It's like, you know, it's the video game things are never always gonna be knocked out of the park, right?
yeah, yeah. I wonder if somebody will try to pick it up. Like, I wonder if it did make Paramount money. Like, not even talking about quality of the show. You know, like
Yeah,
did it like translate to signups? You know, like how well
yeah.
did it do for Paramount?
Yeah, this is the one they like launched their service
Yeah,
with as well. So you
they made a
gotta
big deal out of it in
yeah,
season one.
yeah. It was a way to bring people into Paramount Plus. So I guess season 2 just didn't keep up with it, right?
Yeah.
But I guess
Yeah, do you think somebody like a Netflix would be like, "Yeah, let's"
yeah, I
they
don't know.
do
They
like
would
to
be the
revive a lot of
guys,
things.
right? Is
Yeah.
is Netflix. Netflix would be the one that does this type of thing. I can't think of any other network really that like picks stuff up that's been dead. But I don't know. I don't think this had the popularity or even like the it's not like some hidden gem, you know,
Yeah.
the Halo show. It's not like, oh man, people are sleeping on the Halo show. No one's saying that. It's just it just seems like it's a bad show. I watched like the first 3 episodes. It was fine, but it's just like you guys really weren't even trying to tell the story from the game, so you guys aren't like I know a lot of people don't think they appreciate the source material. I mean, I think they did to some extent, but like they clearly wanted to go their own direction with it and that didn't seem like it was working out too well. So I don't know. I don't know. I just don't. I don't think another network's gonna be very interested either. Just
Yeah.
with the popularity of the show already, you know, it wasn't that popular. People didn't have good word of mouth, you know. So I don't see another network being all that interested. What I would like to see is someone else try a Halo
A
TV
new
show.
Halo thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like completely redo it because I just don't. I don't think anyone really likes the direction this one was going,
Would
anyways.
you like a chief perspective or would you like someone else?
It's up to them, right? It's what do you guys want to
Yeah,
do? You know,
I think like a
it's
cool ODST thing would be pretty cool.
I think video game adaptations have proven over the last few years that all of it works depending on who is involved, right? It's like you got the Fallout
Care
show,
for the
which
IP.
look at the Fallout show, right? That takes place in the same universe, right? I never thought that would work beforehand,
Yeah.
before the Fallout show. Is like that sounds like a dumb idea to me. Is like, oh, just make it in the same universe. It's like that's never gonna work because video games are so different from TV. But they pulled it off, right, in spectacular fashion. You look at Arcane, right? That's just a completely made up thing from what I understand. I know there's lore bits in League of Legends or whatever, but it seems like they're just making up their own story and they knocked that
I
out of the
think
park.
from what I can tell, at least with Arcane, that that story is there.
Yeah,
It's they expanded on it, but like the
yeah.
base
I,
like
I I guess
story.
that detail isn't there. That
Yeah,
amount of detail isn't there, right?
yeah.
And they had to expand on it and write on it and stuff like that. And then you look at The Last of Us, which pretty much just followed the show. I know they added in a few different
Mm,
things.
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it did
It
for the most
did,
part.
but I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, you're never gonna get it one to one, no matter what,
Yeah.
you know, and you wouldn't want that anyways. But like for the most part, The Last of Us followed the show, and they
Can I throw this out there?
sure.
Yeah. I said this when it came out. The Fallout show, or not the Fallout show, the Last of Us TV show is not as good as people think it is. I'm just gonna
I
say
think
it.
it's very good. I think it's very well
I think
written,
it's
very
good.
well acted. I don't think it's as good as the game, but I don't like it. I just like video games more than I like television just in general. So I don't think.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. The praise I think that show gets, I think, is just not. I don't know. I just don't think it's as good as the praise.
Sure. But anyways, my point is those three different things right there, all very successful, right, in their
Yeah.
own right, and so I think you can do it in any way you really want, just as long as you got good people attached to it.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I think it'd be pretty interesting because they did it before kind of like a lot of this video game, TV and movie renaissance. Do like an animated project. I don't know if you remember the Halo Legends
Hell
kind of
yeah,
animated movie.
yeah,
It wasn't great, but it was pretty fun for at the time.
that
Was
was
that like
awesome because that gave me the whole lore aspect of the
yeah,
what are they called, the Forerunners or whatever? The
Forerunners? Yeah.
yeah, that whole thing was awesome. Like that just sounded so cool and really built out the world of Halo, right?
Yeah, it was like what 2010 or something like that, or whenever that was.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, that was really cool. So seeing like a new Halo animated thing, I think that'd be pretty cool.
yeah,
And there's so much you could do. So much you could do. You can focus on a particular character in a particular setting, or um, you can like come up with new characters. Like I said, ODST, like focus on like a group of ODSTs, kind of like a band of brothers type vibe, like during like Halo 3 or something, that era, or whatever you want to do. It could be more like a military type show, you know,
yeah, yeah. I mean, Halo's such
instead of
a rich
having Chief.
world, right? Like, there's
Yeah,
so much cool lore there and cool shit. Like, it was so fun back in the day to follow the Halo story and what's going on in the background and stuff like that. That there's just endless possibilities with it.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, hopefully we see it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's I think put it away for a little while. You know, it's and then
Sure.
come back in some years with it, and then and try to tackle something else with it. I don't know. Remember back in the day, there was the Disco Elysium guy. What's his name? Not Disco Elysium. The what the fuck is that movie called? District 9. He made the
Oh
movie
yeah,
Elysium. Now I'm
yeah.
getting confused with Disco Elysium.
hmm
That guy was making the Halo show, and he like shot part, or I think it was a movie, and he like shot part of it, and it was like, oh, okay, that would have been very cool, or something like that. So yeah,
I'm
I
trying to
don't know.
remember that guy's name. Yeah.
Wait for some. Is it Blumpkin? Blumpkin?
Oh, oh no, it's
Boomcam? I can't remember. Neil something. It's like
oh
vaguely coming back
boy.
to me. Uh, you got it?
Oh no, I
You
don't. I
don't got
don't
it.
have it.
It's
I
all
don't have it. What's his name?
right. So yeah, I would just put it away until someone comes along that really wants to do it and do it right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be my suggestion. I'm more curious where the series goes right now. You know,
sure.
there's a rumor a couple weeks ago that 343 is just going to be shepherding Halo from now on, and other developers are going to be working on it. I think that was proven incorrect, but that would
It
be
sounds
interesting.
like an initiative, like the initiative, like how
Sure.
they're doing.
Yeah.
like they're getting like assists. Maybe they'll do something like along those lines, like
Yeah.
have like another dev come in there and they kind of like tag team a game.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do something like that.
I would like Halo to be rebooted at the moment, at least on the campaign
Hmm.
side. I think it's kind of prime for a reboot at the moment.
You want to go back to like Chief Cortana days?
Yeah, yeah. I would go back and kind of retell the Halo 1 story, but add in more elements and stuff like that. And, just keep the core story there, but just add on to it a lot. And then you can keep the gameplay
You
perspective the
want to
same.
you
Seems like
you
most
basically want
Halo
the
fans just want Halo to stay the same gameplay wise, anyways, as it was back in the day. So, like, why
yeah.
not?
Some people want that sprint. I'm an anti-sprint Halo guy, but um, I mean they're doing that with like Gears of War with E-Day, right? Like
Yeah,
they're going
they
back with
sort of are. Yeah.
Dom and Marcus. So like I don't know. I guess maybe they could do like a prequel, and like or not even like a prequel to Halo One, but like go back to that era of like just Chief and Cortana again.
Yeah.
I mean that's the best. That's what people love about Halo. I mean people like Arbiter and Johnson and like some other characters, but people like the relationship with Chief and Cortana.
How do you feel about that from Gears of War since? I don't know if we've ever talked about this because I feel a little weird about doing the E Day story now when
Before you
five,
finish five,
yeah,
yeah,
before you finish six,
or
right?
before you
Before you
finish six,
finish
yeah.
the new trilogy. It's
Hmm.
because we
I
left
think they
off
should
on
have just
such a big
finished.
cliffhanger on
Yeah,
five. It feels very odd to go back now when six is right there for the taking.
instead of doing it after, like
Yeah,
switch that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
do
exactly.
six
Do
first
you could do
and
E
then
Day
this.
right after? Yeah, it's like, and
I'm
maybe
with
they
that.
were just really passionate about doing the E Day thing now, and if so, great. But it's just like, I don't like how we left off there because it's like
I
we're
agree.
gonna wait till like 2030 with fucking to get the ending
No, I
there.
think they'll do six right next after that. But I'm questioning. So I agree with you. I guess if I'll just answer your question first, I agree with you. I think that they should have done six and then do E Day. But thinking, it's been what, like a month, a little over a month since that we got that. So I'm able to, digest like what I think E Day is going to be. I think that they are going to have a tie from E Day to the Kate story, and
Mm,
it's going to tie directly more into six, and it'll lead into six.
that'd be
Um,
cool. Some
so
sort
I
of
think,
revelation from the past or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I didn't beat Gears Tactics, but I guess the main character Gabe in that is Kate's dad.
Oh, really?
So I don't
Okay.
know what happens to Gabe. So I wonder if like you will see Gabe in E Day.
Gabe was fucking the queen, huh?
She wasn't the queen at the time.
The queen of the locusts. What was
Yeah.
she? She was just a normal human.
Yeah, there's something to
Yeah.
do with, I mean, that's what, I mean, Kate's in that line too, but
Yeah.
there's like, I forget exactly the story. Like they were humans or something, but like,
Oh,
I don't,
okay.
I don't know. Yeah. Um, but yeah, Gabe is like her dad or something. So it's like, at least maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's not. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's the dad. And, because I think his name is Gabe Diaz. Um, yeah, I think he's going to be in E Day, and then I think it'll be a bridge from five to six.
That'd be cool if they could at least do that. Yeah. Yeah. I do just still feel like it's a little weird, but
Yeah, well, we'll say what it's going to be 2025.
yeah, I can't wait for it.
Yeah,
Like I'm more excited for this than I would probably be a proper Gear 6, honestly. But
yeah. I mean,
so I
Gears for
totally
the
get
most
the
part.
perspective. But and I think we all kind of want similar to Halo. We kind of do all just want to go back to Marcus and Dom, right? But
Yeah,
it's just we left that there. We left the story there to be told, and it's just weird that we're leaving off on such a big cliffhanger for so many years.
Gears was on a pretty quick like dev time. Like it went from like one to two was 3 years, two to three was 2 years, three to four was 4 years, four to five was 4 years.
Yeah,
Now this will be 6
6.
years.
Yeah,
So it's a little bit longer. I don't think the turnaround from E-Day to six is going to be quite as long because it seemed like Coalition just had their hands tied within a lot of things, learning
yeah,
a new engine, helping other people with that engine,
yeah.
helping
They
Epic with
helped
the
so
engine.
many of the Xbox
Yeah.
studios too.
I
Yeah,
mean, they were even like helping Epic do stuff with the engine in Fortnite. So it's like, they had their hands everywhere. Like I think that you'll probably get another 4 years, so probably 2029, I would guess for six.
Mm.
Maybe
I,
you can get quicker. Maybe 2028.
very curious if they can come back in a big way in the multiplayer scene because Gears was huge
Oh yeah,
in multiplayer's perspective back then, and 4 and 5 never really seemed to capture that audience so
yeah.
much, which is a little odd. But like 2 and 3 were massive in
Oh yeah,
multiplayer space.
for sure. I loved Gears multiplayer.
Like I don't know
Even
what
Gears
they got
5.
to do to bring that back to where it was in the
Yeah, I
pinnacle
don't
of like
know.
third person shooting multiplayer games. You know, it really was that, and yeah, I don't know what they got to do to bring that back because it's just like
Launch it on PC.
it's always incredible to me that the same guys that made Gears made Fortnite, you know? Because I'm always,
Yeah,
whenever I play Fortnite, I'm just like, the game
this doesn't feel good.
sucks.
Yeah,
It's fucking
I, I
awful.
I think they probably need to do a spin-off
And like
and
Gears is literally probably the best third person shooter, you know, in
feeling. Oh
terms of
yeah,
shooting, you know? Yeah, like
yeah,
it feels incredible. And it's just, it always blows my mind that these guys made
yeah.
Fortnite.
I would say they probably would have to do like they'll probably put it on PC would help. But then I think doing like a spin-off game would probably be the best thing. Like a spin-off game
Yeah,
that's
like
like
I wonder if this brings back a lot of
free to
those
play.
people in the multiplayer perspective. Oh, you want like a free to play something like
Do a
that? Yeah.
spin-off Gears
Oh, okay.
blank
You think they
Gears.
need to enter into what multiplayer is today?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So do like a free to play spin-off that like is a third person shooter, battle pass, abusing your audience, taking advantage of them, taking their money. That's what they need to do.
It's so unfortunate that you're right. It really is. Like you're 100% right. It's the sad thing there. Like, you know, like you really are. It's just like fuck, man. Multiplayer sucks now. It's fucking awful.
Take advantage of the children,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
all
yeah,
that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Taking their
It's
parents' credit card just
great.
to go buy a
Kids will love
$20
it.
skin.
Yeah, kids will
Yeah.
fucking love it. Yeah, have fucking Snoop Dogg sitting next to Cheech
Yeah.
and Chong. You know, it's
You go buy that Captain America skin.
yeah, yeah. You're gonna need it. Get Disney in there. They'll love it, motherfuckers. Up next, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 will be coming to Xbox Game Pass on July 24th, which was yesterday. So it's already out. Already out on Xbox
Oh,
Game Pass. This is the first COD game to enter the service since the Activision Blizzard purchase. So here we are. We're starting. We're getting rumors next month that the Crash Insane trilogy is also coming in the service. So seems like they're slowly rolling them out here. I know I was listening to Defining Duke a couple weeks ago, maybe, and I think Maddie had legit heard from Microsoft execs that they don't necessarily like the way they handled the Bethesda way, where
mm,
they just dropped everything all at once. So they're kind of going to do a slow rollout here, like PlayStation and Nintendo seem to do, which I don't like, but I get it from a business sense. But
keep more
kind of
people
yeah,
subscribing,
keep
or
them coming back month after month,
it's
you
like,
know,
oh,
and then
now
have a
Crash is
big
there. Now subscribe.
exactly, yeah, that's what they're gonna. Seems like that's gonna be the plan here. So kind of sucks, but whatever. At least they're coming.
Yeah, I wonder how they'll do that kind of thing. Like, is everything just gonna be like pockets of one game? Or are they gonna do like,
Seems like it.
here's the old, like, just do, here's Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3, like
See, I would at least prefer
stuff
that.
like
Like, oh,
that,
here's the original Modern Warfare trilogy. You know, here's
Exactly.
the
Or
original Black Ops. You know,
the
something like
first couple
that.
Black
Yeah.
Ops games, yeah.
But in reality, it's probably gonna be here's Black Ops 1, here's Black Ops 2. You know, it's that's probably what it's gonna end up being here. Especially with like Crash rumored next month. Notice it's just the Insane trilogy, not Crash Insane trilogy and Crash 4
And
and Crash
4,
Rumble. You
yeah.
know, it's just
Team
the one.
Racing,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's also a couple old Xbox ones they could get on there. I wonder if Xbox tries to go back and get those. There's like Wrath of Cortex and stuff like that. The PS2 ones
Yeah.
that also came out on Xbox at the same time. There's a couple of those that could get there that I
I mean,
would
that's
really
the
like.
question with a lot of the Activision stuff, because there's like the Transformers games. They're gonna
Yeah.
go back and try to like figure out that license,
Dude,
all
for
that
the love
kind
of
of
God,
stuff.
please figure out the Marvel Ultimate Alliance license.
Marvel
Yeah,
Alliance, you
I need
kidding
that
me?
one. Yeah, that's weird because there is a PS4 and Xbox One version of those.
Yeah,
You know, so it's like, oh,
it
dude,
just got
figure.
taken down
Yeah, exactly. Figure that out immediately.
for sure, for sure. So much Activision made a lot of games, so
Dude, if I was them, I'd try to go in on Guitar Hero a little bit. You know, it's like
Guitar
maybe
Hero.
sell another guitar out there. You know, I know those don't sell that much and they take up a lot of space in the stores, so it probably costs a lot to put those in like a Target, a Walmart, and stuff like that. But I would maybe try to do that and then get the
You're
classic
gonna get
Guitar
to make
Heroes
it.
on there. Well, you don't need anyone to
Harmonically
make it.
so.
I'm just saying bring the old ones forward. Bring
Oh, I
put Guitar
see.
Hero 1, 2, 3 on there, and then
I
all
thought
the
you
other
were thinking
ones.
about a new game.
Not yet.
Okay.
I mean, if they're popular enough, obviously, then do a new game. But like,
Yeah.
I would even try to do that a little bit. It's like people used to
You
love
think?
Rock Band and Guitar Heroes.
Yeah. Do you think that that's just with a time and a place, or?
I do, but like, I still think there'd be a lot of people interested out there if the old ones came back. And like, there's a lot of people my your age that are just like, oh, Guitar Heroes back on Xbox Store. Cool. Let me whip out the guitar. I used to love that back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, are people like how big's the DDR audience still? You know, like I know
Not that
those
big.
machines
I
are out
mean, they
there,
did
but
try
like,
to. We've talked about this before. They did try to bring it back. It was way longer ago than I thought originally. It was like 2014 when
Rocksmith,
they tried
that
this.
one.
No, there was a new Guitar Hero in like last gen at some point. I
Mm.
can't even remember what it was called now, but they
It was
did try.
live.
But that was already like a decade ago. So I don't know.
Yeah. When was Rock Band 4?
I
I wasn't. That wasn't. That was last gen too, wasn't it?
was it? Yeah, that might have
I
been
think
very
so.
early last gen. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's been a while now. I don't know. I would try it. Why not? I mean, that used to be one of the biggest franchises ever, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Guitar Hero was huge
I
in
mean,
like the
I
2000s.
guarantee you go look at top telling best selling games of like 2007 or whatever. Guitar Heroes in the top three probably.
Yeah. Guitar Hero 3 was huge.
Yeah. Activision, man, they had such a weird streak because it was the Tony Hawk games
Abusing
that
Guitar Hero.
well, like it
Yeah.
was the
Tony
Tony Hawk
Hawk.
games so crazily, did it every year, ran its course, people got sick of it. Guitar Hero, same thing, and then they
Oh,
went to
really?
COD, and now COD's just been doing it for 20 years. People haven't got
Yeah.
sick of it yet. It's incredible.
Wild.
Yeah, it's really
Activision's
amazing how
funny.
they're able to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So yeah, Modern Warfare 3, Game Pass. You played it last year, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it was like it was definitely lower on the Call of Duty tier list, but it's a competent game. The multiplayer's fine. It's fun.
I
It's
would have
Modern
preferred
Warfare.
they started with Modern Warfare 2019 if they were going to start with the Modern Warfare. I
Yeah,
get it because this one's the newest one, and
it's
this
the
will
current
probably
one.
get a
That's
little bit
why.
of bump in subscribers until the next COD comes out. So I get it, but personally, I'm kind of waiting for Modern
I think they're
Warfare
trying to be current
2019
and then kind of
and
retroactively
then go
start
back.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, cool. Next up, then, Hihachi is finally being added to Tekken 8. Daniel, I don't know if they put a date on it or anything, but
He is like the third DLC for like
their
this first
DLC.
pack or whatever.
Okay.
It's they, they've killed Heihachi so many times in like the
There's a guy
series.
with
Like I
like the
think this
peaks
is
on his fucking head.
yeah, he's got like the hair like
Looks like he's
that. And
from Whoville.
he's he's like the grand like so the main characters are like the Mishima family.
Hmm.
So like uh the two like the original main character was Kazuya. He's the one that's like in Smash and stuff. He's the guy with the big scar on his chest. Um, he's kind of like the new villain now and stuff. He's been the kind of the villain recently. And then Jin is like Kazuya's son, and Heihachi's he's the grandfather to Jin and Kazuya's dad. So he they've killed in quotes Heihachi multiple times, and like I think the last time I don't remember what game it was, whatever. If it was in 6 or 7, he was in lava, and he's somehow still alive.
It's like
I don't
Wesker.
know. Yeah, he's like Wesker exactly. So I think the creator Harada, I think he was like, yeah, Heihachi's gone. Like they're not gonna do Heihachi. So like when they did the roster for 8, and Heihachi wasn't there and all that, it was like, all right, maybe Harada, we're gonna kind of move on. It's kind of like Street Fighter and M Bison.
Mm.
Like they could not get rid. They kept doing the games as like prequel or as prequels because they always wanted M Bison to be a playable character. Um, yeah, it's like they could never get away from Heihachi, and it's so. I love Heihachi. He's one of the icons of the franchise. Um, but I was like, oh, I guess they're just gonna move on. But nope, Harada
He's
lied.
back. He learned how to
He's
swim in
back.
the lava. He's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a cool trailer because they show like a character with like just on a mask the whole time, and you kind of see them starting to fight, and you're like, wait a second, who is that? And then they slowly reveal it, and then you kind of hear it, and you could hear like some like cues of Heihachi and stuff, and it's like, oh man, he's back.
Cool.
I think they did this at I think Evo's still going on, isn't it? Or
I don't know if it
maybe
ended
they
already, but it was just recently very
because like I
on
saw
there.
a video of like this trailer being shown to an audience. So maybe they revealed this at Evo.
Yeah, probably.
And yeah, I saw like a audience reaction to it because it was like a shot of like his feet, and then it goes up to Heihachi, and people already knew that it was Heihachi,
It's
and like they were
freaks.
freaking out because like Heihachi's back. It was
That's
pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah.
All right,
Um,
cool.
yeah, it's
Well,
cool. I haven't played Tekken 8 in a while. Like I beat the story and I played like a little bit after that. But yeah, I don't know if I have it downloaded though. Because like they also didn't have Eddie Gordo as like a character at
mm,
launch, but he was the first uh DLC character. I think he's already in the game though. He was in that trailer for Heihachi. But I want to play as Eddie Gordo. He's one of my favorites.
okay, cool. Well, hey Hachi, come to the game pretty soon
Yeah.
here. Next up then, Humble Games is restructuring its entire team and apparently not closing down. But they did
But
like
then
lay everyone off or something
they
like
no,
that.
they laid like a part of the team,
Okay.
and then I was also seeing reports. So there's a lot of hearsay right now. I don't know which one is even true now because I was seeing reports that the higher ups at Humble Bundle or Humble Games uh were trying to like save face that like maybe it is worse off and they still might be closing. Like some of the employees were like, yeah, they're just lying. Like, so I don't know. We'll have to see where the story goes
Yeah,
and like
yeah. I
what's
didn't know what to
happening.
write up here because it seems like there's a lot of weird stuff going on with this
Yeah,
whole thing. Okay, so this
because
is
they're owned by
owned
the
by IGN, right?
technically no.
Technically, no. Okay,
I think they're both owned by Ziff Davis,
okay,
which owns IGN.
gotcha.
So there's a lot of crossover with IGN. Like IGN is like sponsored by them and
Yeah,
stuff,
I
and
always
like
thought IGN owned them.
yeah,
Yeah.
they might be the one above Humble Games.
Okay.
I don't know how that hierarchy works,
Hmm.
but like technically they're both owned by Ziff Davis or whatever. But they're a very good publisher of games. They publish one of my favorite games of all time, Slay the Spire.
Oh, okay. Didn't know
I
that.
don't know if they're publishing the second one. I'd have to. I don't remember. I'd have to look into Slay the Spire too. But they published Slay the Spire. Like that's one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the Humble Bundle that they do all the time, and like you can donate to like charities and
Yeah.
like you get a whole bundle. That's always been cool. I've always loved Humble.
Yeah, they
And then
did
they
say it
started
did say here that there would be no effect on that.
on the Humble bundles. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is I guess just the publishing arm.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they've ever made anything, have they? They only
Yeah,
publishing games?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they have a development team.
Yeah. Didn't they just
Mm.
announce like recently that they were didn't they just do a showcase or something where they're publishing more games?
They might have, yeah. So yeah,
Weird.
seems very odd. Don't know exactly what's going on there, but of
Yeah,
course more
sorry for the
layoffs.
people, yeah, laid off.
Yeah.
Guess we'll see what is up with Humble Games. I hope they don't get closed down.
Yeah, that'd be unfortunate.
They're pretty cool upcoming like indie publisher, you know?
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, Humble Games. Probably learn more about you in the weeks to come.
Yeah, probably within this next week, I'd say.
Next up, then, Roblox reported over 13,000 incidents of child exploitation in 2023, but the company has denied claims that child endangerment is widespread on the game platform.
I thought this was a fascinating
Yeah,
story.
this is weird. What's going on here?
I mean, there's been weird stuff with Roblox for years. Um,
Like, what goes
yeah,
on
like
there?
that's that
Roblox is
that's
one
the
of those
crazy.
games to me where I'm just like, I have no idea what this even is.
Yeah, it's a crazy place. Like there's a lot of like not even like child endangerment like that. There's a lot of like reports of like taking advantage of children's work, like child labor stuff. Like kids like work, putting all this time and effort into their games and not being paid, and then it all just going to the creators of Roblox and like
Making these kids fucking developers.
yeah, exactly, and not
Jesus.
not they're technically it's user content and it's so
The guys at
weird.
Roblox just like, oh man, we, we don't gotta pay them at all if they're under 18.
I saw recently there was like a lady at Bloomberg that covers stuff that like was gonna do more with this story, and maybe we'll see more in the next like coming days or weeks. But
77 million daily users. Holy
yeah,
shit.
yeah, it's massive. But like 13,000 cases of child endangerment in 1 year is
That's
wild.
fucking nuts. Roblox has been enticing the show. Yeah, I'm just reading this. This is fucking insane. Yeah, it's just a
It's
whole another world going on there.
yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it's like Minecraft, right? Like
yeah.
it's insanely massive and like it's clear that the Roblox developers are either number one, either ignoring the problem, number two, they refuse to see that there's a problem, uh, and then I don't know, they something needs to happen there, right? Like
Especially with their audience, because I gotta imagine their audience is
mostly young.
very young.
Yeah,
Yeah, like 4-year-olds to what, 9-year-olds around that age.
maybe 12.
Maybe
Yeah,
yeah, 4 to 12. It's like maybe four is a little bit too young. I'm not entirely sure when kids start
yeah,
playing
maybe we'll
games
say
these
like
days.
8 to 12,
Yeah,
whatever.
but it's like very young, like the
7 to
youngest you can
12.
possibly be when you get into video games, right? Are the kids playing Roblox? So I mean, you got to be very careful if you're these developers, right?
Yeah,
Make sure it's an
yeah, they
extremely safe environment because it's just, yeah, it's just a whole another world out there that I'm not even entirely sure what goes on in.
yeah. Hopefully they like recognize this problem and fix it
Right. Yeah.
in all
Especially
the
with
different
that many,
ways.
77 million daily users. That's insane.
Yeah,
That is incredible. Like, oh my
and
god.
it's free to play, and that's what did I say earlier? Taking advantage of
Yeah,
their
that's all these
audience.
kids want.
Yeah,
Yeah, crazy. All right. Well, we'll probably get more news in the weeks to come, I guess, with the whole Roblox situation.
yeah. I mean, we keep seeing stories about it. It's crazy.
Yeah, insane. All right. Our last news story then, Stalker 2 has been delayed one last time, hopefully, only by 2 months this time. It will now release on November 20th, 2024, instead of its original September date.
Yeah, that kind of tells me that they had some last minute bugs that really needed to be fixed.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you gotta imagine now. I mean, how hard could it be to it's probably very hard to QA test right now for
Yeah,
that game.
especially
So
where they are.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I gotta imagine they're probably running into all sorts of problems trying to
Yeah,
cross the finish line and polish up the game here, right? I
yeah,
mean, what September was very soon. I think it was early September too. So I think it would have been out in like 6 weeks already. So
yeah. So
yeah,
they're
they're
probably like,
probably having a little bit of trouble there.
we need to get these bugs
Yeah.
fixed. Like we can't launch with them, which I respect. Take your time,
Yeah, take
especially a
your
game like
time.
this.
Yeah, I don't think there's any need to even release this game during the busy fall period. If I was them, I would have delayed it to like a January slot. I think you probably would have got more attention on the game around that time period. November 20th, you're in the heat of fall right there, so
Hmm.
it seems like a bad release date to me, but I guess we'll see, right?
Yeah, I think that they just kind of have to put it out.
Yeah, yeah, at this point, especially.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Looking forward to checking this game out. It's coming to Game Pass, so I'll definitely give it a
Hmm.
download, see what it's like. Like my first person shooters, so
And I
could be fun.
love the Metro series, so
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very curious about this game.
Cool. Cool. Me too. All right. That's gonna do it for the news of the week. Can now move on to what we've been playing. Daniel, what have you been playing?
Um, I think I've only put a couple more hours into Baldur's Gate 3. That's I like started up my like new character, and I think I played like an hour, just kind of like that intro kind of section of getting off the ship and stuff, trying to kind of get my bearings back. But I went to went back to my save from like earlier this year, like early January, I think it was. I think I had like 10 hours ish in. Um, so I think I've played like another couple of hours on my old save. Um, so I think I'm at like 13 hours or so. Um, yeah, I think I could see where the this so I think the game is set into three acts. So I think I could see where like the end of the first act is. There's like an objective I got to get to this area. So I think that's kind of the end of the first act. Even though it's still like I got to get to it. Um, I did like a big like with that first 10 hours or whatever. I like rescued this like druids and tieflings. You can either like choose. You go to this goblin camp and you like you can either like choose the goblin side, which is kind of the bad thing to do, or um, choose like the druids and the tieflings that are like being like attacked by these goblins. So I did that, and then like I had like a big like I guess I didn't fully do. I didn't go back to the grove where the druids are and like talk to them and stuff. So I went and did that, and
That's actually real quick. That's where I got stuck. Was in the goblin thing because
the goblin camp,
yeah,
yeah.
like I made my
So you could
decision
tackle
when
it a
I
lot of
was
different
in the
ways.
camp, like the goblins let me
Mhm.
pass for some reason. I can't remember exactly. I think I like talked to one of the goblins
You
and he
might
was
have like
cool.
persuaded your way
Yeah,
through.
I think I persuaded my way through it, but then I like chose a side when I was in there because you were like going in there to rescue someone or something, right?
Yeah, there's like a yeah. You're
Yeah.
rescuing the druid guy.
Yeah. So I got
Yeah.
him, and then when I broke him out, then the goblins started attacking me, and then it was just a swarm of fucking goblins
Yeah.
coming at me, and I just couldn't get out of there.
So what I did was that's exactly what happened to me. I went and I killed the like the drow lady. Did you
Yeah.
fight the drow lady?
Maybe I don't know if she was in
She
that
was like the
camp.
head of the
Maybe.
goblin camp. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like the you know what a drow, like the dark elves.
Sure. Got like
Yeah,
staff and shit.
I think she had swords. I think she was like a
Oh, okay.
sword lady.
Okay.
But she had like armor on. Yeah, I went and like I killed her, and then I had his name is Halson. He like helped me fight, but I was able to teleport out of there when I on my like I did this at the beginning of the year, but then I went back to that goblin camp because I didn't beat everything in there just to like I want some more XP. So I the other day I went and like cleared pretty much the rest of it
Just
just to like get some
murdered a whole
XP.
village
It
of
really
goblins.
wasn't. It was like there was like a big like ogre dude that had like a lot of HP, but like for the most part, all the other enemies were pretty easy to kill. I didn't have a hard time clearing them out, even though there was a lot of them. Um, and then yeah, then I went back to the grove, kind of talked to all the people, got some more XP. They gave me like some rewards, and then it's like a bunch of potions and stuff. And I got like a staff or it was like a glaive or it was something I can't use as my character, but I don't know. Somebody else could probably use it. Oh wait, I think I gave it to yeah, I think it was a glaive or a spear. I think I gave it to Karlak, who I think Karlak or Lae'zel are the only ones that could use it, I think, because it's like a two-hander. And I think they're the only ones that are like proficient with two-hand items. Yeah, I think I gave it to Karlak. But then I went to like the camp because like the tiefling dude was like, "Oh, we're gonna have a celebration, at for rescuing us from the goblins," and did that. Had a romance, my first romance option. So
Ooh.
once you finish that grove or like this little section here, you can like go around to the party members and talk to them.
Yeah.
And like I guess I had already was pretty high up with the person that I was trying to, which is Shadowheart. So like going
You and
even in,
everybody else.
I mean, come on now,
Very much
Shadow
Shadowheart. I would have
Goth
I would have
girls.
got with the vampire guy personally.
I mean, come on, who doesn't though? I mean, it's the goth girls, right?
God, girls, they always get you. Always get you.
What
Don't
do you
blame
want
me.
from me?
Don't blame
Yeah,
me.
what do you want from me? The options were for me. It was either like Shadowheart or probably Karlak. I like Karlak; she's really cool, but I think she's going to be more of my
That
character's
ogre
like
girl
she's a tiefling.
is she green?
She has horns.
She's just horns.
No,
Oh, she's
the
like the
red with
demon looking one. Okay,
she.
gotcha.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
race is a tiefling.
Gotcha.
No, you're talking about Lae'zel. She's not an ogre. She's a Gith Yankee. I think it's more of an
Oh,
orc. They're called Gith
oh,
Yankees.
it's the same shit.
So they're more orcs,
And she's
orc
Shrek's
like.
cousin.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I think it was either going to be Shadowheart or Karlak, but I think Karlak's going to be like my character's like bro, like her best friend. You
Sure,
know.
sure, yeah.
So
I
I
just
always
got
have
burrowed up with
Karlak.
someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think my party has always been pretty much since I got them. I have Karlak, Shadowheart, Um, and then that fourth slot has been kind of rotating. I like Lazelle because she's a fighter and she can attack. She get Well, I think once you get to fifth level, you get a second attack, but it's like I already have Karlak in the front, and Lazelle and Shadowheart, they're kind of at odds right now.
Mm.
Like they like Shadowheart doesn't really like the Gith Yankee because they kind of did stuff to her group, and like so there's like I'm like I'll just kind of not have both of them. So I put Asterion, the rogue. So he's kind of also in the front lines. And then
That's the vampire guy.
that's the vampire
I just
guy.
remember that fucker he was trying to bite my neck while I was asleep. And then it popped into a
Really?
cutscene. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Get out of here.
Um uh and then my character right now, I'm 2 levels of a warlock and 2 levels of bard. So I have like as my bard, I kind of got a few spells. I got some healing spells, and then I think I'm mostly going to be doing warlock. So I'm like Eldritch blasting is really mostly what I'm doing. So it's just
Cool.
like a cantrip distance spell. So like it's I have basically me and Shadowheart in the back casting spells and healing, and then Karlak and Asterion doing like primary like frontline damage.
Are you the type
Um,
to reload your save if something happens you don't like, or are you just kind of going with
it
the
depends
flow?
on what it is.
Yeah.
If it's like a big choice of like
That's all
if
I hear
it
about this game is like people save scumming, and I'm like, I don't know how
save
I feel about
coming,
that. Yeah, I kind of feel like you
that's
should
with the
play
heart,
play with your path, you know?
and that is the heart of D&D
Yeah.
because it's all about the role. It's about like
Right, yeah. Like when
yeah,
you're actually playing D&D, you can't go back, you know? Yeah, it's like
exactly.
you gotta go with what the dice says, right?
I have not save scummed yet,
Yeah.
but I feel like I would if like
I guess if someone died that like I
yeah,
was really
that's what
attached to,
if
yeah,
it was like one
then maybe I
stupid
would.
decision that like got a
Yeah.
person killed, I'd be like, hmm, maybe I'd redo that. But
Yeah.
like I am very careful to always be saving because they don't really limit how many saves you have. So it's like
Sure.
I am always saving anyways. But yeah, so I did the whole camp thing, did like romance with Shadowheart, had like a romantic they have like a romantic scene or whatever. I got like the best outcome of it too,
Mm.
which is good because my character is like a bard and a warlock, so I have really good persuasion. I have like pretty good skills. Um, I rolled really great on my persuasion, and I got like a kissing scene. Um, what else have I done after that? Then I went and like talked to Howson. He kind of told me like to get to the point that I needed to get to. He was breaking it down of like there's 2 ways you can go. You can go into the Underdark where the Drow are, or you can go to like this mountain cliff. That there's like a this like really bad thing in the air or something. I don't remember exactly what he was saying. Um, I think Shadowheart wanted to go to the Underdark or something, but I think the Underdark has like a lot of enemies and stuff. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, but it's kind of where I'm at.
Let me know when you fuck a bear.
Yeah, I wonder if that is Halson, that druid that you say, because I think you get him.
Uh,
I think you might get him in your party.
he can turn into a bear.
He's a druid.
The
They can
druids can turn into bears.
shapeshifters. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So I don't know if that is the romance option.
Must have been, right? Wonder if
Yeah.
the bear fucks you. Sounds uncomfortable.
I guess it depends. And is the bear a top or a bottom?
Right. That'd be the question. You know, I imagine if he's shapeshifting into a bear, he's a top, right? I also do shapeshift into the
Well,
bear.
my character is also female.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, there's only one option there.
Is there?
Well, could be two. Could be two.
I mean, it depends on what you want
Could
at
be
the
three,
time, right?
I guess.
It depends on what you want at the time, I think.
What are
Right?
you into right now? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Are
get
you a
all up in that bear.
top or a bottom?
It
That's the
depends on the
question.
time, you know. Depends on the time, like you said, you know. If it's a bear, I'm definitely a bottom. I am, you
If it
know. Yeah.
you're not even
I don't think I'm getting past that bear, you know. I don't
okay.
think I don't think I'm slipping out the back door on that bear, you know what I mean? Maybe I could display my dominance there, you know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I saw the Revenant though, and I'm just ever since that I'm like,
but you
I
scared of
don't know
bears
if I
too.
could take a bear, you know. I just don't know.
Well,
If
you don't.
if
You might not
Leo
have,
couldn't do it, I don't know if I could.
you might not have a choice though.
Good point. Good point. I guess we'll find out. Maybe I'll go walk in the woods one day and I'll let you know.
We got a lot of bears around here. I'm in the mountains.
Do you? Oh yeah, you are in the mountains. Well,
Yeah,
good luck. Good
yeah.
luck. I think there's bears in
Bears
Wisconsin,
and
like up
deer.
north. Must be some bears up
Probably
there,
up
right?
north. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. That all you've been playing?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't think I've really put. Yeah, I've really been gaming that much this week.
Cool. Cool. I have been playing Gami Path of the
Yeah.
Goddess. I think that's how you pronounce the first part.
Yeah.
Kinitsu
Kinitsu Gami.
Gami
Yeah.
Gami, maybe.
No, I
One
think
of
it's
those.
Gami.
Like you said last week, should just call it Path of the Goddess. Don't
Yeah.
understand it. I am on the last level of it, and it is a
Ooh.
very challenging level. I tried to beat it last night. I wanted to beat it before the show, but I could not because it was difficult. I
Tough.
keep failing. Yeah. It definitely ramped up in difficulty in the last like 5 levels. I noticed really badly. I was just like, holy shit, it got really complicated all of a sudden, which is a good thing. I kind of liked it. It was
Yeah.
made it more
I guess that's a
strategic
good
and whatnot.
ramp up in difficulty, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you got a lot more tools to use.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of upgrades and stuff like that by the time you're at the end. So I kind of understand why they up the difficulty a little bit there. This game's really interesting, man. It's a very unique game, I guess.
Mhm.
It's I mean, there's just so many different elements from other games in here that it's kind of just becomes its own thing. So it's kind of I guess everyone's been saying tower defense, right? It is tower defense-y, you know, like there's a lot of elements of those in there. It's a lot of it's an escort mission, basically, you know. It's
Yeah.
you're not defending a tower, you're defending a person, and the person is like walking through the goddess herself, right? Is
It's like Dead Rising when you're taking survivors back to the
yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Capcom game.
there's a little bit of that. Oh yeah, Capcom. Yeah, that's where they got the idea.
Dead
It was
Rising.
funny. I was actually reading a little bit about like I was trying to like see who made this exactly. The director of this directed a mobile game in 2019 for Capcom. I forget the name of that, but I wonder if this game started off as a mobile game at some point, and then they just kind of got too big, and they were like, yeah, let's just make it a full on
I could see there being like a
AA,
less
AAA
complex
type of thing.
version.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, it seems like the type of game that would be made for mobile originally, right? It's like
Yeah.
you take out the whole character action element, which is kind of the guy you are is kind of very character actiony with the sword and stuff. That feels very character actiony. So I can imagine you taking away that and then it working on mobile just fine. If you were just like kind of controlling the guys and strategically putting the guys where you want them to be and stuff like that. I could see that working on mobile. So I wonder if it started off as that at some point and then kind of evolved into what it is now and became a console game and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty much like you start off right. You start off every level in the daytime, and that is when you do all your planning and get your guys, get your villagers and stuff like that. So it's like you start at the top of this mountain, and there's a bunch of villages spread throughout the mountain, and the mountain has been infected with I forget what they call it, like defilements or something like that, and it's pretty much everything's like poisoned, and there's like
Mhm.
weird zombie gods attacking all these villages and stuff like that. I don't know what it is. I think it's inspired by like Japanese mythology.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
think they're
there's like the Hori gate or the Hori gates, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Which we're in what was that game called by Tango? Ghostwire. Ghostwire,
Ghostwire.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they're
yeah,
very
yeah.
Japanese. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like that sort of. So all the enemies kind of look like that and stuff too. So it looks very cool. But yeah, so you start off in the daytime, and then you go around, and then you gotta free the villagers that are spread throughout the map from the defilement. So they're like stuck in these little cocoons, and you gotta free them from that. And then that's how you get the villagers, and then you could upgrade the villagers to be different types of like warriors and stuff like that. So there's like bow shooting guys, there's your base woodcutters, which are the two base ones. So they're the two like cheapest ones to make out of the currency you keep occurring through the map as well. You gotta like cut down these things to get these little orbs so you can upgrade your guys. So then yeah, so there's like a variety of different types of warriors that you can make the villagers and it just keeps going. You keep unlocking more and more of those as you keep progressing. So you keep getting better and better type of warriors to make, right? Um And then and then it becomes nighttime, and then also so during daytime you lay out the path for the goddess to walk, and you got to get her to the end of the map so that she can clear out the defilement of the
So she'll
whole
walk
area.
where you want her to.
Say that again.
She'll walk where you want her to, and then get to the ending
So
point.
she has like a clear path. Sometimes the path will branch off, and you pick a side which one you want to go on.
Okay.
But she'll walk that path, and she only does that during the day, so she stops completely at night. So you kind of want to set up your guys around her at night. So like
Mm-hmm.
wherever she's gonna stop on that path, and she'll just stop. Like it doesn't have to be like if you set the path to way at the end of the level where she's supposed to clear out the entire area. If you set it way over there, she might not get there by the end of daytime, right? So like she's just gonna
She has to do
stop.
it more than one time for some of these levels.
Uh, no. Like she's just on that set path, and then like she walks it during the daytime. So
Yeah,
like,
no, I guess what I'm saying is there's some levels are so long that you might have to have multiple setup.
oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, majority of them are that long where you're
Okay.
gonna have to have multiple like, and then you move your guys. Obviously,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
they don't have to just stay in that one spot, and they won't. But yeah. So like, so she's gonna stop just wherever. You kind of have to guess where she's gonna end. You know, if you do that, and it also costs currency points to create the path, so you have to collect more in those. So there's some levels where I ran into the problem, and you get the currency orbs from enemies too. The more enemies you kill, the more orbs you get. So sometimes you might have to go through a nighttime stuff segment. Just like she could be almost at the end, but you might not have enough orbs to get her all the way there. So you might have to go through a whole nother nighttime segment just to get more orbs, just to get her to the end of the path. So yeah, there's a lot of different strategic elements that go on there. There's a lot going on in this game. But yeah, it ends up being very fun. The on the character action side, it's very fun. It actually controls pretty well. It's a very fun melee combat game. I guess they could have done a little bit better of a job at that, just because this is Capcom. These are like the Devil May Cry guys. It doesn't feel like that level of good. I kind of wish it did, but obviously everything's not going to be
Where's the
that good.
camera?
So
In my
the
head, I was
camera
thinking
is
more top
actually
down.
very interesting in this game. You can move it like freely. So like, but like they'll start you off on like
Like
a
a MOBA?
side angle, almost, dude, almost. Like you can get it to that angle. The camera work is very interesting in this game. There's almost nothing like it that I can like really think of. To
Weird.
yeah, it's like you could make it just like on the side of your guy, and the game almost feels 2D at that point. It's you could keep the camera
Okay.
there that whole time. Yeah, so
Interesting.
yeah, it's some levels they'll even start you on like a 2D perspective. Like I think the very first one they start you on a 2D perspective, and I was like, oh, what is this? But you can just move the camera fully around freely. It's very interesting camera work that they did there. But so yeah, then you go through the whole nighttime segment, and then you just have enemies coming at you, a whole bunch of different types of enemies. There's your base enemies, there's your base flying enemies, but then you get it, of course, as you progress, there's like giant big enemies that come at you, small ones, spider creatures, all sorts of shit. There's a huge amount of enemy variety in this game, which is really cool. And then there's boss fights as well that are their own specific levels, and they'll kind of all have their own special thing to them. So like one was this giant creature that's like a giant worm type of thing, but you gotta light up these lanterns around it, the entire map, and then when the whole map's lit up, then it becomes like stunned for a minute, and then you can all kind of attack at it. That's just like one example of like a boss fight
Hmm.
there, and they all kind of got like something special like that. Of course, there was one that just has like giant tentacle arms that shoots out, and there's little orange things on there, and then you chop down the orange things, of course, and then it gets stunned and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then those are always like you'll get a set amount of villagers, or you won't get any at all. So there'll be a couple one-on-one boss fights. There's one where they were straight up just going for like a Souls type of thing, where it's just
Interesting.
one guy, giant sword, and you, right? And it's like, okay, just defend the queen, and
It's
just
just you and
yeah,
that
just
thing.
you and that
Yeah.
guy. Yeah. And there's like not a lot to work with, so it's just you and him. And yeah, so they always do something special with the different types of boss fights, which is really fun. It really helps with the variety of the game.
Hmm. Yeah, this game is so fascinating.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
really interesting game. It's really addictive, actually. Like
Yeah.
once I got into it, once I wrapped my head around it, it started getting like really addictive, and I couldn't put it down. So I ended up really enjoying it. Yeah, I'm on the last level now. So there's also this whole base camp thing. So you can go back to each level that you've cleared out and then start rebuilding the village there because the village was all torn down and shit from these monsters. So, and you basically do that, and that's basically a way to get more of the currency to upgrade your soldiers. I've noticed
Hmm.
that's just a whole another way to get currency to upgrade your stuff. So, uh, and it's okay. The base camp, there's a really nice chill song that goes on during the base camp
Hmm.
stuff, which I really
Yeah, that's
appreciated.
two questions I wanted to know, like
Yeah,
music and then
music's great.
like the story.
Yeah, the music's awesome. It's phenomenal. Honestly, I love this music. It's like that bass camp music's awesome. But then there's like special music during boss fights and stuff like that, and those are really hype. So yeah, the music's awesome. Story very little, more in the background. There are like some really cool cutscenes and like really cool action moments, especially during the boss fight ones. There'll always be like some cool cutscene. Maybe your guy like fights him a little bit in the cutscene or something like that, and those look really cool. But yeah, the story is more in the background. There's stuff going on with the goddess, and then you're like her main guardian. So there's like stuff going on there a little bit. But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily go into it thinking I'm getting like some grand story here or anything. It's just very bits and
It's not
pieces of
even
the
like,
story.
do you like the bits of the story that are there,
Uh,
or
yeah, I mean they're cool, but it's not.
okay?
That's not really what I'm playing it for. You
Okay.
know, it's just kind of there, and there's just kind of
Yeah.
random cutscenes spread throughout, and
Okay.
like they're cool, and I'm sure I'll get like a cool one at the end. Maybe she dies or some shit. I don't know, but
No,
yeah.
you die for her. She's the
Ooh,
goddess.
that would make sense. That would make
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
this was a seppuku.
What I would
Or sep-
prefer, she turns a new giant monster and you kill her, and credits roll.
and then yeah, you kill the god. Well,
Yeah.
all these like Japanese games, you
I-
always
I'll
kill
tell you what,
the
this
god,
guy's gonna
right?
make a hell of a character in the next Marvel vs. Capcom game. This guy's gonna be fucking
Sick.
awesome in
He had a cool
that.
design.
Yeah, yeah, he has a very cool design. Love the art style in this game too, by the
Yeah.
way. It's really cool, especially there's like this invincibility thing you can do. There's like one of these on each map where it makes you invincible for a small period of time. And
Was
you
it
press B
Doom?
on that. Yeah, sorta.
The Doom
But
power up?
and then you could upgrade that obviously to like make you invincible longer, make you faster, and make your attacks stronger and stuff like that too. Um, but when you're invincible, he like glows this like crystal color, and it looks really cool. So I really like that, and yeah, I've been really enjoying this game. Definitely a big surprise for me because it's one I just didn't see myself enjoying. Didn't I know we saw trailers to this multiple times. It's a very hard game. I mean, I had a hard enough time explaining the game right there, right? So it's hard. It's hard enough to even show it off in a 2 minute trailer or whatever and try to get people interested in it. So yeah, but very cool game.
Yeah, I mean, especially it being like a tower defense action game. It's
Yeah.
like, how do you make a trailer for that? I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's like, what if this game really was, it's like, oh, what if we made a AAA tower defense game? And it's like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, and this
yeah,
is what you get, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty fucking cool. So yeah,
yeah. Well, Capcom's pretty awesome. So
yeah, they definitely are. They definitely are doing a lot of unique stuff over there. So yeah, yeah, I like it when Capcom gets out of their normal franchises every now and then and just
yeah,
kind of makes
give me
something
a
weird.
Dead Rising reboot.
What was the tweet I saw about this game? Hey, I want to pull this up.
Oh no, is it
No, it was just funny because someone was like
okay?
describing what the game is. Here it is. Pikmin ass game, Overlord ass game, game permanently trapped on PS3 that you can only play with experimental emulators ass game.
I
That's
can see
exactly
like
what it was.
the Overlord stuff. I
Yeah,
can see
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Cool.
So
That
it is a
shout
lot
out
like
to
that.
Overlord.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny because I ended up mostly sticking with the base guys just because they were the cheapest ones and you would need the less amount of currency to make those guys.
Yeah.
So like I just upgraded the first guy you get is a woodcutter and I just like upgraded him all the way. And I'm like, dude, these guys are more badass than like the ninjas that you get way later on. I'm like, these
Oh,
guys,
the ninjas.
yeah, you do get cool ninjas,
The
but
archers.
yeah, the archers are great. The archers are the base like shooting guys, and then you get like a
Yeah.
marksman that has like a rifle. Those guys fucking suck. I'm like, get the
Oh, with the
marksman out of here.
archers.
Yeah, give me the
Oh,
archers
and
all
arrows are
day.
cool.
Yeah, dude, and oh, dude, and you upgrade them enough, and then they get like double shots, and they're all like glowing
Ooh,
blue and shit. Love it. So like,
cool.
yeah, I mostly just stick with woodcutters and archers, just because I'm like,
Sometimes that's all you need.
I don't need these other guys. there's
Yeah.
some guys, man. I'll be like so proud of the woodcutters because like a lot of them will die throughout the nighttime, you know, and
That
then I'll
one guy.
exactly I'll have that one guy standing there that just like fought the to the very end with me, and he's got like that much health left, and I'm just like fucking trooper over here.
Yeah.
Love this guy. Let me bring this guy with me throughout the entire
Mhm.
game. This is the type of team I need right here. So yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
really like the game. Check it out if you're interested, because had a
Yeah, how
fun
many
time with
levels
it.
did you say there were?
I think there's 27 in all. I think that was
27
the number
levels?
there
Okay.
are. Yeah. It's the very last slight spoiler. The very last level is just a giant boss rush mode, and you're going through all the bosses you already fought. And
Cool.
so that's why I'm having a hard time with that one because
Yeah.
it's just boss after boss, and
So
she
if you
doesn't.
lose, do you have to do that whole level again, or are you
So
just to the point where she stops?
you will go back to what either when your last nighttime started or your last daytime started. You can kind of pick which
Okay.
one you want to do. So if you want to go back to the last daytime to kind of restructure everything
Yeah.
that you just did, or like I said, some levels have different branching paths that you can pick one level or another. So there'll be different things throughout the map too that can help you strategically. Like there's a square she can stand on, and she's in that square when enemies come in like her range, they'll start getting hurt like immediately. There's like a
Okay.
spell or whatever the fuck she puts on there, or there's like archer towers that you can get a carpenter to rebuild, and then you can put the archers up there, and then they'll have a wider range to shoot at and stuff
Right.
like that. So there's a bunch of little things throughout the map. So a lot of times you'll strategically make her stop somewhere
Mhm.
out on the map. Just like you could make her run all the way to the end of the level if you have enough orbs, and like a lot of times she'll get like very close depending on how big the level is. But a lot of times you just want to strategically put her somewhere that's safest and best for you to build around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might try to check this game out at some point.
Yeah, it's really
Now
fun,
I'm
man.
like,
It's like get past the first few levels. I'd recommend. It took me like probably 4 or 5 levels to like really wrap my head around it and understand what's going on here, and then always go back to the base camp because you're gonna need those upgrades come the end.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
you think you won't. Like I'm like halfway through this game, I'm like this game's easy. I got this. And then, like I said, you get to like the last 5. I'm like, oh no, like
yeah,
we need to upgrade everybody now.
yeah. Baldur's Gate's gonna take up a lot of time. It's just such a big game. Um, I guess that'll probably lead me to Star Wars, just for like how slow I'm going, and
Yeah,
like
easily.
I'd like to check out this game though. This game looks really cool.
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely really fun
How
time.
long? How long have
How
you
long?
played?
Um, I don't know. It depends on the level. It depends how long you get stuck on a level too, right? It's like, and
Yeah.
I imagine everybody's getting stuck on different levels too. It's
Hmm.
like failing at different spots. So I would say I probably put in 10 hours, right
That's
around
really
there.
not that much.
No, it's
Yeah.
not a long game by any means, but
Yeah.
yeah, I would say probably around 10 hours is right around the length it
Okay.
would take for average amount of people.
Yeah. That's. I think that's pretty perfect. 10 to 12
Yeah,
for that for a
yeah,
game like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I would have said I needed more if they didn't ramp up the difficulty so much at the end. It's because
Yeah.
I did want I was craving those like halfway through the game. Like, okay, let's make it like really difficult so the strategic elements in this game can really shine.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Really enjoyed it. So I mean, I'll definitely beat it by next week
Yeah.
if I don't just do it tonight. Then more Paper Mario. I'm still
Oh
chugging
yeah.
my way through that. My Joy-Con broke, which sucked. So
Oh
I had to
no.
buy another Joy-Con. Now I got a random orange one with it, but it looks kind of
Did
cool.
you just buy one single?
Yeah, I just bought one single one off Amazon. I just bought one single. I
Really?
I, I
Okay.
dropped it and then the analog stick fell off on the
You couldn't pop it back in?
no.
Ah.
Yeah, it sucks. I
Why'd
like
you
the
not
one.
try to get another white one?
Because I saw the orange one, and the orange one could have been here in 3 days, and all the other ones were like a week or whatever. So I was like,
Um,
yeah, I think it got a little weird because I was just trying to buy the one.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I was like, oh, you only got one?
yeah. I don't want to buy another one. I don't know, but I think the orange looks kind of cool, though.
No, yeah, I
It's
mean,
like a
yeah,
dreamsicle.
yeah, we
Yeah,
call them, yeah, orange sickles, but
you call them orangecicles,
you
really?
call them dreamsicle?
You
Is that
don't call them dreamsicles. You call them
no?
orangecicles.
Yeah, it's orange sickle.
You are wrong.
Oh, that's what they're called. What do you mean?
You're wrong, sir. It's a dreamsicle.
I've
Okay.
also heard creamsicles before, but
Creamsicles. Okay, those are
like an orange creamsicle. Yeah,
dreamsicles, Daniel.
I've never heard
Dreamsicles.
somebody
You
call.
ever have Sprecker's soda?
What did you just call me?
Sprecker. Look up Sprecker's soda. They make an orange cream soda. Very good. Very
Okay,
good.
I mean, I've seen orange cream soda before.
Okay.
We have a pretty local like soda here.
I
It's
don't know if
called
Sprecker's is
it's called
local.
Cheerwine. You ever heard of Cheerwine?
Cheer wine? No.
Yeah, it's like
Never
it's
at
like a
all.
Western North Carolina like soda. It's
Sprecker's
kind of like a
soda.
Dr Pepper a little bit. I've never heard of Spreckers.
You've never heard of Sprecker? You need to get some Spreckers.
It
That's what.
must only be a local thing.
Yeah, I wonder if it. I'm trying to look up where they're located.
It's got to be close to you. It has to be.
You're in Wisconsin. Okay,
Yeah,
never mind.
yeah.
Never mind.
Got to
Excuse
be
me.
a Wisconsin.
It's just weird because they're at Speedway, which is just the gas station chain.
Yeah, but
it's like,
it's all local.
yeah, I guess
But,
I guess
like
it all comes
Cheerwine,
in
you
through
can
there.
get Cheerwine almost anywhere here.
Oh,
But
can
it's
you?
like Cheerwine's
Okay.
only.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I always just assumed like Spreckers is a thing everywhere. Guess not
It is
in
not,
Wisconsin. Okay, well, you need to order yourself some Spreckers, Daniel.
no. I don't really like cream soda.
I mean, they have other flavors. You know, they got everything.
I just don't really like basic cream soda. I don't like cream soda.
Okay. Well, if you're ever in the mood, Spreckers, Daniel.
Sounds like you're a spokesperson.
I know me personally, Daniel, on a hot summer day, chilling by the pool, love me nothing more than a nice Sprecher.
If you pulled a bottle out, I would lose my mind.
I really wish I
you
had
just
one.
took a sip.
I really, with the label facing,
Yeah.
I'm taking a sip. I always love that moment in the Truman Show when it's like the funniest thing ever when she advertises the hot cocoa when they're in the middle of an argument. Jim Carrey goes, "Who the hell are you talking to?"
Who are you talking to?
The funniest fucking thing. All right, people, that's gonna do it for the Nerdic Gods podcast, episode 233. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to us over at youtube.com/nerdicgods. You can also find us available on all audio platforms. Daniel, anything else you want to say?
Get some Spreckers.
Get some Spreckers, people. Go out there, go on Amazon. I'm sure you could order some on Amazon, get it delivered to you wherever you are. Go out there, get some Spreckers, people. Look at it in Glendale, Wisconsin. So, which isn't far from me at all. Man, I should go work at Spreckers. That'd be fun.
Spreckers warehouse.
Yeah, I should email them and tell them I'm giving them a free advertisement here. Like, come on, sponsor their show, Spreckers. See you next week, everyone. Bye bye.